Hi everybody, it's Thomas here from Thomas Fitzgerald Photography, and today I have another Capture One quick tip for you. So in this video what I'm going to do is show you how to recover a burnt out sky. Now I don't mean by using the highlight recovery, because in certain cases sometimes you might have overexposed the sky so much that it's just gone, and that could be from a number of reasons. Either the shot was just slightly overexposed, or sometimes if you're taking a photo in a high contrast situation, it might be just beyond the range of your camera's dynamic range, in which case you end up with a burnt out sky. So I am just using this sample shot here, and I've already done a few tweaks on it. So just to kind of show you, before this was overexposed, as you can see. Now I did actually shoot this bracketed, so I do already have the proper version of it, but as I said, I'm just using this as an example to show you how you can recover a burnt out sky. So if I revert to the tweaks I've made, so you can see I've already recovered as much highlights as possible, and I've lowered the exposure, and as you can see the sky is just kind of going grey because there's no more information here. So you could just leave it at this, and for some people this will probably be fine, but you can actually, there's a very simple way to fix this so that we can get kind of the blue tones that's kind of coming in at the edge here. And so to do this we're going to use our old friend the Luma mask. So we start by creating a new layer, so we want a new filled layer. And that's very important. You have to make sure it's a fill layer. And then we go into Luma Range. Okay, and so when the Luma Range dialog comes up, the first thing we want to do is take the white point here and make that all the way. So we want all whites. And then we just want to bring this right up to the very top here. So basically what we're doing is we're just going to affect the very highlight part of the image. So we're going to hit apply. So we've now created a new layer. So as you can see, nothing's changed. So the next thing we want to do is go over to our color tool tab. And in the color balance tool, go to the highlights. You can do this with the three-way color corrector as well. But I find it's actually a little bit easier to manipulate when you're using the individual ones, because this is so much bigger, and frequently you just want to make small movements to this. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this out. And as you can see, we're already starting to match the color. So it's a matter of just trying to get it in the right spot and bring this down slightly. Okay, so we can do before and after on this too by holding down the option key and clicking this. So there's before and there's after, and that's only bringing a little bit back in. So what we need to do is go back to our layers panel, but we can get it up here, go to Luma Range again, and just bring this back in a little bit more. Okay, because we're cutting off too much of it, and we want this as soft as possible as well. So we just take this back. Okay, so now that we've got the range better, we can just go back and tweak this again. So we don't want quite as much saturation here, so we can drag this left hand side curve here, controls the saturation, or controls the amount that this is away from the center. So I can just drag this down and we get it a bit more natural looking. Okay, and maybe just a smidge towards the purple side. Again, you just need to play with this a little till you get it right and it looks more natural. So again, we can see before and after. So there's before and there's after. And there you have it. There is a super quick way to fix your sky. Now, just for one more thing, if you find that it's affecting the highlights, say down here, and you don't want that, so we can just before and after again. You can see it's very slightly coloring these blue as well. Now again, this is something you don't really need to adjust, but you can anyway. So we can just go in here to erase mask, and we can just erase it. And that way it makes sure we're only affecting the areas that we want to affect. And again, you can do this if there's other areas in the image as well, but because it's just some of the highlights here, we're picking up the blue, so we can just erase it. And there you have it. There is your sky fixed. So again, if I turn this layer off, there's before and there's after. So it's a simple little trick. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you might have a lot of highlights and you'd have to end up doing a lot of painting. But that is how you can do it. You can also combine this with a gradient mask as well. So you could, for example, let me just show you if I turn this off. And create a new layer. And this time I'm going to create a new empty layer. And I go into my little tool here. I'm going to draw linear gradient mask and drop this down. So this time I'm just affecting the sky, but we're going to miss parts of it out here. Okay, and I can still do Luma Range on this. And again, we'll just leave a bit at the top. Okay, and then if I go back to my color tool again, oh, I'm in my color tool, to highlights, and like so. So there you have it. The Luminance mask is a very powerful feature that they added in Capture One 12, and there's lots and lots of different things you can do with it. If you missed my last video, you should check it out because I showed you how to use the Luminance mask to create a dehaze effect in Capture One. Okay, so that is it for this video, and thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to be doing a few more Capture One quick tips. And don't worry, I haven't forgot other subjects as well. It's not going to turn into the Capture One channel. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page if you want to support videos like this and help me make more of them. And also subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And thanks to all my existing Patreons who help keep this going. And thanks to you for watching. Okay, see you next time.